Well, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, let's make no mistake about the fact that the attempt that was actually made by these individuals cannot be taken very lightly. And what was the real motive? If you really go back through the background of each of these individuals, it goes on to only indicate that there is a larger motive in picture. Tonight, through the investigation that has been done by Republic TV, it's quite clear that the attempt was basically to defame. The attempt was basically to disrupt the proceedings in the Lok Sabha, and more importantly, trying to send across a message. Was it the appropriate manner? This and much more questions that are still being asked. Joining us on this special broadcast on This Is Exclusive is senior BJP parliamentarian Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani. Mr. Jethmalani, thank you so much for joining us on This Is Exclusive tonight. Let me straight away begin by asking you this question. Some of the accused in this particular case have clear leanings. The very fact that they've been participating in the farmers' protest, then you've had several other protests that have taken place in the national capital. There appears to be a clear agenda.
Yeah, I mean, given the background which you just mentioned about their agit-prop activities, right, farm protest and all that, so we know what their connections are, right? We don't want to spell it out because an investigation is pending and we don't want to make any sweeping allegations at this stage. But given their antecedents, you can take an educated guess as to who's involved in this.
Mr. Jethmalani, there is a lot of hue and cry that took place in the parliament today. The Congress party has hit out at the Bharatiya Janata Party, saying that perhaps the Home Minister should make a statement on this entire matter. But on a matter like this, of a huge national security, shouldn't the political parties speak in one voice?
Absolutely, Shaban. I have no doubt that you should not be divisive in this issue. You shouldn't want premature statements from the Home Minister. The Home Minister was not in Delhi when this happened. And the investigation is ongoing. It is, from all accounts, revealing some very useful leads. And there is no point making a Home Minister making a statement in the House based on half of an incomplete investigation. All members of Parliament, it behoves them, right, not to interrupt the investigation, right, not to politicize this by making it, by politicizing it within the House. Wait at an appropriate stage. I have no doubt that the Home Minister will himself make a statement after he has gathered all the facts. But it is also one of the dangers of making statements that you give leads to people who may be behind this entire attack on Parliament. The four perpetrators are not the only persons, I would imagine. So there is no point saying something which may give leads to people who are actual masterminds of this entire attempt.
Mr. Jethmalani, I would also like to take this opportunity to share with you the investigation that has been done by my team. We've basically been able to piece together the activities of these individuals. And what is shocking is this: the very fact that there was a proper planning that was being done for over 9 months put together. The question that we are asking is that how is it really possible that any of them would have been able to travel all the way from Maharashtra, Karnataka, that too from air tickets? It does appear that someone is really behind it. As a fine legal mind, Mr. Jethmalani, can I then ask you this question? Do you believe that these are only puppets? The larger picture or the person behind it is yet to be unveiled?
I think these are only people who have they are foot soldiers of a dastardly act, right? They are foot soldiers. And the masterminds behind them have to be, by a very, very careful investigation, be unearthed. And I think they already will have some clues. Given the antecedents of these people, of the four persons who've been apprehended, and one more I'm told already, right? I think from their antecedents, there are already leads which are being formulated, which have been obtained. And we should wait for the bigger picture. And the bigger picture will certainly, Shaman, I have no doubt, the bigger picture will reveal that this was a concerted conspiracy to disrupt Parliament, right, and to spread terror. This is a terrorist act, make no doubt, make no mistake. Just because it was a smoke cracker, right, it doesn't mean that people were not terrorized. Parliamentarians did feel terrorized when it first happened, and it was meant to send shockwaves throughout the nation. A secure new parliament has been breached. And, if this can happen to legislators, if the legislators of security of legislatures is threatened in this manner, right, the entire country feels apprehensive. So this is a terrorist attack, and we should be very careful. And the masterminds will be unearthed, I have no doubt. Our agencies are on the job and they're very competent. They will find the masterminds, and I have no doubt that it will be a political conspiracy.
Mr. Jethmalani, one final question that I want to ask you as a Rajya Sabha parliamentarian also, because you made a mention of the fact that it does send a shockwave, especially it assumes significance because it happened on the anniversary of the December 13th attack that took place at the parliament, something that none of us would ever forget. What is it that you would finally like to say in terms of the security, within the parliament? As a parliamentarian, what is it that you would like to propose? Because at the end of the day, this is not about any one political party. This is about our nation. This is about the security of our parliament, something that we take immense pride in.
Well, this seems to be motivated by animus against the existing government. It is meant to undermine Modi's, image as being completely on top of the country's security. It's meant for that. Right? It's not surprising that a BJP MP has been compromised. That's also part of the plan. If it had been any other MP, what would have happened. But they deliberately chose a BJP MP, right, who was compromised. Through his staff, in all probabilities, the investigating agency will probably have that person who actually got these people to the MP to sign off on their pass. Right? They will probably have that. So this is and as you pointed out, it is the 13th of December. Remember, there's an overseas Khalistani terrorist whose name I'm loath to take, who has threatened that something will happen on the 13th of December. Right? He had earlier issued a threat about a airline hijacking and blowing up plot in the future on the 19th of November. Right? I think somebody has used this statement. Somebody has used this statement to spread that fear, to create a fear that there are forces, right, who are interested in creating this kind of commotion. So to take away the heat from themselves, they've chosen 13th December because it was proclaimed as a prospective date for attack by an outside force. Now, whether the forces within India are acting in concert with forces outside India, or they're using him as a diversionary tactic to cover up the fact that it's an internal plot, I do not know. But the date is sinister, and there are one of these two alternatives.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani, for joining us on This Is Exclusive. It's always a pleasure having you on our show.